One of my favorite utilities is pyRenamer, which is a bulk file renamer. One of the things I like best about it is it allows you to rename files in a variety of different ways, and among those is using the metadata in music and image files as part of the name. This has been available in Ubuntu ever since I started using it about 9 years ago. And it's also available in Fedora. It's still available in Fedora 28. It is no longer available in Ubuntu 18.04. So I'm going to show you how to install it in Ubuntu 18.04. You can find the deb file in this page. This is https://packages.ubuntu.com/artful/pyRenamer. And this was for Artful Aardvark, the version 17.10 of Ubuntu. One thing you should make note of is that there are several dependencies that are not always met in Ubuntu, depending on what else you may have installed. And these are gconf2, Python, python-gconf, python-glade2, python-gtk2, python-hackwire-metadata. So after I download this deb file, I'm going to install those. First, let's go to the download. If you go down here and click on All, which is the architecture, it takes you to this other page, which lists several mirrors for North America, Asia, Africa, and Europe. So I'm going to click on kernel.org in North America and see what happens. I'm double-clicking. Now it says, would you like to save this file? And I would, so I'm going to click on Save File. I can look in this download symbol here, and the download is completed. So now I'm going to go to my download folder. And there's pyRenamer. Now I could right-click on that and install it with gdebi. However, I found that that does not always tell you if there's a missing dependency, and I want to make sure all the dependencies are met. So before I do anything here, I'm going to open Synaptic Package Manager. That was not available by default in Ubuntu 18.04, but I installed it. Enter my password. Authenticate. Now, just to double check, I'm going to search for pyRenamer. Click on Search, and there's nothing there. So I'm going to install some other things. I'm going to search for gconf2. And there it is. So I'm going to left click on that and then left click on Mark for installation. And it's going to install these other things, which is fine. Click on Mark. Now I can install more than one thing at a time with Synaptic, so I'm going to select the others also. Now I'm going to search for Python. I'm pretty sure that's installed. They want the default version. If I scroll down here, there's a lot of things under Python. It's a pervasive application. And there is Python itself, version 2.7. So I don't have to install that. The next one is python-gconf. So I'm going to add a dash and gconf. Search for that. And it's in the repositories. Mark for installation. Now I'm going to search for python-glade2. I don't have to retype what I already have. Search. And that's in the repository. Mark for installation. And these other things are required changes. One of them is the one I was going to install anyway, but I'm going to mark that. So it's already going to install python-gtk2, but I'm going to search for it anyway to double check. Search, and yes, it's going to be installed. And the last one is python-hackwire-metadata. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I'm spelling it correctly. And this lets pyRenamer access the metadata. Search for that, and that's available also. So mark for installation and mark the additional required changes. And now I'm going to click on apply. Show details just for fun. This is what's going to be installed. Click on apply. Now it's downloading, preparing packages. If I want to, I can click on details to see what's going on. And the changes are applied, so I'm going to close this and wait for Synaptic to repopulate. And then I'll close Synaptic Package Manager. Now I'm going to go back to my Downloads folder. That's where I have pyRenamer. Now, as I mentioned, I'm not going to use gdeb. I'm going to use dpackage in the terminal. And that's because I get a better accounting of the dependencies in case any are missing. Now it wants to install updates. I don't want to install updates. I'm going to restart later. I don't like the update manager in GNOME 3.28, but you have to live with it. I'm going to right-click in this Downloads field here and left-click on Open in Terminal. And the terminal opens. So I'm going to type sudo space dpkg space -I for install, and then pyRenamer, now I don't have to type the full name. I'm going to use a shortcut and put asterisk dot asterisk and press enter. Enter my password. Press enter. And it's done. So all of my dependencies were met this time. So I'm going to exit the terminal. I'm going to go to a new workspace, and I'm going to search for pyRenamer. And there it is. I'm going to right-click and add it to the favorites, but I'm also going to left-click and open it. Now I'm going to show you how to set it up. As you can see, it shows a lot of the hidden files where you would never have photographs installed, for instance. So I'm going to click on Edit, Preferences, and it wants to know the root directory to use. Now, this is the root directory for everything. I don't want to use that. I'm going to browse and go to my username, click on OK, and the parent directory to use, I'm going to browse, and I use this almost entirely for pictures, so I'm going to click on Pictures, OK. Now I'm going to close pyRenamer and start it again. And it opens up in my pictures directory. Now I just happen to have a lot of files here. And these are all image files. So first of all, I'm going to say Edit, and then select all. Then I'm going to click on Images. Now, the original file name is on top here. It's an X in curly brackets. All right. Now, the renamed file pattern is below. Now, I don't want to use the one they have there. Here's one that shows imageyear, imagemonth, imageday, imagetime, etc. I'm going to add a new code. So I'm going to click on this pencil here and click on Add. Now if I go down here and hover over that existing code, I get choices. I'm going to go imageyear, imagemonth, imageday, imagehour, imageminute, and imagesecond. And these are all in curly brackets. So I'm not going to let you wait while I type this out, but I'm going to start and then show you when I'm finished. Imageyear. Imagemonth. Now, the reason I did this is this will give me a completely unique file name for every one of these photographs. If I just say George and his dog, and I have 15 pictures of George and his dog, then the file names are not unique, and it's possible I'll overwrite one with the other and lose a valued image. If you have a camera that uses the burst mode, where you can take, for instance, 10 photos per second, you want to add something else onto that, and that would be num2, which will give you a 2-digit number. But I'm not going to do that because I don't use a burst mode. So I'm going to click on OK, and that adds that, and click on Close. Now I'm going to do one more thing. Up here, there's a little thing that looks like an X, but it's really a tool symbol. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to click on Keep Extensions, because if it doesn't keep the extensions, I may not be able to open the files. Now, if you don't click on Keep Extensions, you could add .jpg, for instance, to the end of your code. But if you have some files that are not in the JPG format, that wouldn't work. So this is the best way to do that. So now I'm going to make sure I've selected all those files again. Select all. I've got images selected. I'm going to go down here, and here's my new code. Imageyear, imagemonth, imageday, imagehour, imageminute, and imagesecond. So I'm going to click on that. Then I'm going to left click on Preview. And it shows you a preview of the file that will be renamed. So then I'm going to click on Rename. If I wanted to make a change, I could always click on Clear, but I'm going to click on Rename. And now the files are renamed with that unique identifier. If you wanted to add something to this, for instance, if you wanted to take this file and add George and his dog, you could say Insert Delete, click on Insert, and it's going to insert this at 1. Then click on Preview, and that one I've added George and his dog. However, I don't really want to do that. You could also add it at the end or in the middle or anywhere you wanted to. Now if I go to my Pictures folder, those are all my newly renamed files. So that's one way you can install pyRenamer in Ubuntu 18.04 and how you can use it. This is XRAM Tech. Thanks for watching.